In this video, I will be ranking the best brawlers in every gem grab map. By best brawlers, I mean that I will be ranking the 2 best mids and the 3 best lanes in every gem grab map. Let's get into it. Also, if you do enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe as well. As of recording this video, I'm at 74 subs, so if you want to subscribe and if you enjoy the content, make sure to do so. Let's get into it. Okay, so first up, going over Gem Fort, the mids are going to be Byron and Bell. So as you can see, this is a bushy map, so you will usually see people running a tanky comp like Rosa, Ash, maybe a Mortis in there, Edgar in there. People even run like Primo, Bull, etc. So they will usually be paired with a healer as well, and that healer is usually Byron. So Byron is going to be good for that reason, as well as just going to be a top 5 brawler in the meta right now. So Byron going to be great on a lot of these maps. The other mid I've gone for is Bell. Because this map is bushy and has a lot of walls, Bell can use her nest egg gadget to place them on pinch points in your spawn as well as the opponent's spawn. So that is going to be much more difficult for them to even enter your spawn easily or into the gem mine area. That's going to be very important. As well as, if you can hit an opponent, they will usually be sticking together because it's a somewhat closed map, so that would be really good as well. Then moving on to the lanes, I have chosen Tara, Leon and Spike. So Tara going to be a great lane here because you can use her support from beyond gadget to sort of scout out where the nearest opponent is and where they are, so that would be really good. As well as her super is just game changing and she can dominate the lanes on this map because of her decently long range. It's pretty much good enough to cover about half of the lane ish, so that is going to be really good. Then you have Leon going to be great mainly because of his lollipop drop gadget, which you can place in your spawn area where the gem carrier can use it to their full potential to give themselves a bit more of invisibility, which will help them out a lot for sure. And then you have Spike, just a decent option, really good on this map. You can use this gadget to give yourself some cover with the 3500 health spike thingy. What is it called, spike plant or something? I'm not sure, but yeah, you can use that, and you can just dominate lane with curveball as well. It's going to be very annoying to dodge, and yeah, it's going to be really good overall. Then moving into acute angles, the mids are going to be Byron and Piper. So once again, Byron is here for the same reason as last map. He's going to be great with tanky brawlers, and he's just a top 5 brawler in the meta right now, going to be really solid on this map. The other brawler is going to be Piper. So Piper here can use the walls pretty well as well because it isn't like a complete walls and bushy map like the first one was. Here Piper can actually hide behind them pretty well, and she can attack in a lot of areas on the map. Like if you stay on the left or right, you can attack in a lot of locations. It's probably better for you to be towards the right side so that you have this little area to sort of stay behind. And yeah, Piper is going to be really good here. If you want to break the walls as well, you can, depending on the opponent's composition. But yeah, overall Piper going to be really solid on this map. And then the lanes are going to be Stu, Sandy and Spike. So Stu is just a very annoying brawler and definitely top 10 in the meta. He is really good with this so he'll gadget. You can even go with breakthrough if you want to break those walls. And yeah, Stu can dominate if he's played right, and he's just really strong right now. Then you have Sandy, always a really good option in a gem grab with his healing wind star power as well as his sweet dreams gadget, which can be game changing depending on if you use it correctly. It should mainly be used to either win your lane, or it should be used when the gem carrier is low and if you can stun them and then finish them off. That is the best thing with Sandy. And then again you have Spike, a really good option here. Curveball going to be really good because there are walls that are shaped in such a way that curveball can be used really well here. So make sure to use Spike and give him a try. He's going to be really good, I'm sure of it. Then we have Death Cap Trap. The mids are going to be Bell and Brock. So For Death Cap Trap, it's a sort of openish map, so you'll be using Bell and Brock mainly here as the mates. Brock, you can easily hit his shots now because, well, they've massively buffed Brock. Even though they nerfed his damage, he's much better than what he was before. His balance changes took place. But yeah, Brock, you can easily hit shots with him. He's going to be very strong. And then again, you have Belle, you can bounce your shots. She's just a really strong brawler right now, going to be really good. And then the lanes are going to be Leon, Crow and Stu. So again, Leon, his lollipop drop gadget, going to be the best thing about him. Make sure to place it correctly, do not waste it. It's going to be really helpful for the gem carrier. You want to place it behind the walls again as well. Then you have Crow, going to be a good option here. You want his slowing toxin gadget to slow down opponents. Crow has a really good range as well, and if needed, you can always jump in, but it's preferred to jump away from a location because you don't want to die as Crow. You have really low health, but yeah, Crow gonna be a good option here. And then you have Stu, again, just going to be really good on these sorts of maps where there aren't walls all around, but there are walls for him to sneak behind and to sort of attack and go back to dodge. So Stu gonna be good on this map. Then we have Minecart Madness. The mids are going to be Bell and Byron. So Minecart Madness is sort of a meme map for me, just because, well, the minecart basically can decide if you win or not in some scenarios. Well, whoever has the first minecart has a massive advantage, right? So that's how it's going to work. So the mids are going to be Bell, Byron. Bell, again, because it is sort of a closed map and the minecart will force people to stay together even more. Bell is going to be really good in that scenario, and because it is a very closed map, you're going to see a lot of tanky brawlers, so Byron will be used there as well. The lanes I've chosen are going to be Buzz, Sprout and Spike. Buzz is going to be a great option here for one reason. There are a lot of walls, so he can use a super really easily and he can move across the map in a very easy and a very quick way. With Buzz, you want to use him as a sort of passive brawler until you get your super. Once you get your super, you want to go and you want to stun the weakest brawler out there, and you want to gain control of a certain area of the map in the opponent's spawn, so that is going to be much more difficult for them to enter. And if they are ever hiding behind a wall, you can even go and charge your super from there as well, so that is a big bonus. Then we have Sprout. Sprout is going to be a good brawler here because there are bushes on a lot of the areas of the map, and sometimes people do run squishy brawlers as well. So Sprout is going to be a great brawler to counter them. And then you have Spike, again, just good option here overall. Wait, the gadget's called Life Plant. I remembered. Woohoo! His Life Plant gadget is going to be really solid here as well. And he's going to be very annoying and a really good option to counter those tanky brawlers. Then we have Crystal Arcade. The mids are going to be Piper and Bell. So this map, again, it is a bit bushy, but Piper going to be really good here. If you aren't able to hit a lot of Piper shots, Ambush is going to be really good here because you can always hide behind those bushes and the walls, and you'll get an extra 800 damage, which is really good. And then Bell, again, because it is a bit more of a closed map, Bell going to be a solid option here. You can bounce the shots, you can mark people, going to be very annoying. Then the lanes, I should say, are going to be Spike, Sandy and Sprout. Triple S, there you go. Spike is going to be named on a lot of these maps. I think Spike is one of the better lanes out there with his Lifeline gadget, depending on if the opponents can counter you or not. Spike is going to be a really good option. Sandy too going to be really good here. You can use Sandy's super to connect the grass and the bushes, the walls to the rest of the map, so it can give you a bit more cover and it's going to be really strong there. Sandy can also wall peek, which is really good on this map. Like, Sandy's wall peeking abilities are the best here. And then you have Sprout as well, as there are a lot of grass and bushes. Sprout is going to be really good here. He'll mainly be used to counter the squishy brawlers. As I said, he's really good at that, right? He has a good amount of health with his photosynthesis star power, giving him that extra shield, and then having like about, I think it's 7,000-ish health if I'm not wrong. And well, you can deal a decent amount of damage, and you can almost two-shot a lot of the sharpshooters, but you can three-shot all of them. So Sprout going to be really good to counter the brawlers like Piper, Bell, Brock, Byron, etc. Then we move on to double swoosh. The mids are going to be Byron and Jean, my bad. The mids are going to be Byron and Jean on double swoosh. So double swoosh is an interesting map, right? This used to be one of my favorite maps, but I haven't played it as much now. But Jean and Byron are going to be the best mids here. You will most likely see people running like a Rosa-ish comp, a very aggressive comp here, I don't know, I can see people running Stu, Rosa, Byron, or Byron, Ash, Edgar, something like that. People can run very aggressive comps here, and you will definitely see Rosa on this at some point or the other. Rosa is a pretty common brawler on this map, so Byron can be used to synergize really well with the tanks. And then you have Jean. Jean isn't the best mid right now in Gem Grab, so I'll tell you all this. There are basically three mids that are really good, those being Byron, Piper, and Bell. These are the three best mids. And then you have the ones that aren't used as often but are still decent, like Jean. You know, some people run like a Max if they want to on certain maps. So Jean gonna be good here as well because, well, Jean's attacks split really well and you can hit opponents on the curves, which is going to be good. Then the lanes are going to be Tara, Spike, and Ems. So Tara again going to be a good option on a lot of these bushy maps. Support from beyond going to be good to scout out where your opponents are. And well, if you use the super correctly, well, people do sort of group up in that spawn as well. So you can most likely get a triple pull and team kill there as well. Then the next one's gonna be Spike again. Good option here. Life plant gadget going to be really strong. And you want to use curveball again, going to be very strong overall on a lot of these bushy maps, and also because a lot of tanks would be used with a Byron or a Poco, something like that. And then the next one is Ems. Ems also going to be a decent option here, but Ems is a bit more difficult to use because if aggressive brawlers can get up close to you, it's going to be very difficult for Ems. But overall, I think if you can keep your distance, Ems is going to be really, really good on this map. Next up, we move on to Hard Rock Mine. The mids are going to be Bell and Piper. So again, there are walls and bushes here, but as a mid, Bell and Piper are absolutely the best on this map. Piper going to be great with her homemade recipe gadget. You can scout out, you can do some good amount of damage here. Piper is basically the best mid on this map, and second best is going to be Bell. You can place your nest egg gadget on the certain pinch points, and obviously Bell going to be good for overall damage, marking opponents, bouncing your shots around the opponents if they are clumped up together. That's going to be really good overall. And then the lanes are going to be Brock, Rico, and Stu. So Brock is again a solid choice here. You can basically attack anyone really easily because of the burst radius. It's much more larger now, so you can attack people really easily. Rico too going to be very solid on this map as a lane. Super bouncy castle. You can dominate lane if you are a good Rico. And then Stu going to be amazing here as well. You can use your super constantly, getting up close to opponents, going away from them, causing havoc, chaos, all of that. Stu going to be really good here. Okay, so we're halfway through all of the gem grab maps. Once again, if you are enjoying this video and if you have found it informative or anything like that, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment on how well you think this video went as well. Alright, let's continue on with the video. Okay, map number 8 is going to be 4 squared. So this is a newer map, I think, that was added recently into the meta. At least I've never really seen it that much, but the map is called 4 squared. So the mids are going to be Byron and Bell. Again, a very closed map, so you will see a lot of tanks here as well, and otherwise too, Byron going to be a very solid choice here as well. Bell too going to be good. You can attack people really easily here. I think there are a lot of open spots here for you to really close in on and basically just prevent anyone from coming in those certain areas, which is going to be really good. The nest egg gadget is going to be super good here because you can place them in, well, the worst areas for your opponents, basically in areas where they will have to cross. And yeah, Bell's going to be good here. Then the lanes are going to be Rico, Sprout and Ruffs. So Rico going to be great here because of the walls on the lanes. You can bounce your shots really easily, and yeah, well, Rico just going to dominate, man. If you use your super and if you bounce it off the walls, man, no one will be able to get across. You will be able to dominate really easily. Then after that we have Sprout, again gonna be a good option here because of the walls and the bushes, so you can dominate the sharpshooters and the squishy brawlers really well. And then you have Ruffs, another brawler who, well, really does well on maps with a lot of walls because he can bounce his shots off as well. I think Ruffs is a good option here, a bit more underrated in Jun Grab, but I think here Ruffs can be a really solid option. And if you want to run the star power where you give your teammates extra health, you can do that with your gem carrier. You know, that would be really good as well to keep them with more health and keep them more tanky. That's going to be really good. Then we move on to Flooded Mine. The mids are going to be Piper and Bell. So Flooded Mine is a really interesting map. It's a very open map, right? There aren't that many walls for you to hide from, so you have to be a bit more careful as a mid brawler. You will see aggressive brawlers like Mortis, Edgar and all here as well, so you have to be aware of that. So Piper, Bell, right? Piper gonna be solid here as well. If you aren't able to hit your shots that much, snappy sniping isn't it for you, but because there are a lot of bushes, ambush is a good option here as well. Bell too just going to be solid here as well. You know, I've spoken about these three brawlers way too much. You all pretty much know at this point why they're good and how they should be used. So yeah, they're going to be really good here. And the lanes are going to be Crow, Spike and Sprout. So Crow is going to be good here because, well, as there aren't that many walls, you can pretty much go to lane, you can hide in the bushes and you can just scout out where people are. They'll constantly take damage, they won't be able to heal as quickly, and you can just keep them at bay away from you. Then you have Spike here, going to be really solid as well. Again, I've mentioned Spike way too much in this video already, but Spike going to be a very strong brawler. You want to run curveball, you want to run life plant, you'll be able to dominate your lane if you can play him properly. And then you have Sprout once again. With the bushes, he can be a really tanky option, and he can be very annoying as well if you bounce your shots off of walls because your attack range is increased when you do that actually. So one tip for Sprout for you there. Then we move on to Pierced. The mids are going to be Bell and Byron. So Pierced, if you don't know, it was in the V8-bit challenge recently. So I think many people have played this map in the challenge, but other than that, it has been in rotation a few times. So, but it is a relatively new map. So the mids are going to be Bell and Byron. Bell is going to be great here because I've seen people group up a lot on this map, so you can basically bounce your shots constantly there and you'll be able to charge your super really easily. And Byron too going to be good here because a lot of tanky brawlers are insane here as well. The likes of Ash, Rosa, Bull, they're all going to be really good on this map, so you want to use Byron with them as well. One more good thing with Byron is because the walls are so dominant here, you can use your super really well to attack over a wall. Here it's going to be the most important as well. The lanes are going to be Brock, Buzz and Ash. Brock going to be really good because the lanes are very narrow, so you'll be able to hit your shots really easily and you'll be able to break walls on the opponent side, so that it's going to be more difficult for them to dodge you. Then your Buzz going to be a very strong option as well. You can use this gadget to automatically charge your super and gain some ground on your opponents, so you can get onto their side really quickly, and you'll be able to prevent them from really doing anything, and you'll be playing passive until you get your super, so you'll be able to dominate really well. And then you have Ash as well. I've only mentioned Ash here once, okay? Ash is a top 5 brawler, but Ash is just super dominant here, so I had to just mention him, right? Ash is insane on this map. Literally, give him a try. You will dominate with Ash. He is insane here. Then you have Deep Diner. The mids are going to be Bell and Piper. So Deep Diner hasn't been in map rotation for a while, I do know that, but Deep Diner is a sort of open map, so Piper Bell going to be really strong overall here. Then the lanes are going to be Buzz, Tara and Stu. Buzz, again, there are a lot of walls, so you can use your super to gain ground really easily, and you'll just be able to dominate on this map if you hide behind a wall, charge your super passively, and once you have it, go in on the weakest opponent, take them out, and just have that area of the map for yourself, so that it's more difficult for the opponents to get up close to you. Then you have Tara here, going to be really good as well. As a lane here, you can hide behind a wall, quickly get your super and just dominate here. Tara going to be really good as well. Support from beyond is insane on this map as well. Make sure to give it a try. And then you have Stu, going to be a very annoying brawler as always in gem grab. You'll be able to go around the map really easily and just be an aggressive menace on this map. Then you have Cotton Candy Dreams. The mates are going to be Byron and Poco. That's right. So I've selected Byron and Poco because, well, you will basically see a tank comp being used here at all times, okay? So Byron and Poco are going to be used for that reason. Poco also because the mid area is sort of a bit more open and is pretty much perfect for Poco's attack, right? Poco can basically get his shots off anywhere on the map around the mid area, so that's going to be really good. Then for the lanes, you have Rosa, Ash and Spike. So I've mentioned Rosa here for the first time. Rosa is just dominant on this map. If you're not using Rosa, well, you should be. Rosa is insane here. Plant Life going to be really good here as well. And you want to use unfriendly bushes because people will be hiding in the bushes, okay, for sure. Make sure that you use it when you want to know where people are to help out your teammates as well. Then you have Ash here, going to be really good here as well. Just the best tank in the game right now. Top 5 brawler for me as well. Going to be super duper strong. And then you have Spike. Spike also going to be good to mainly counter the tanky brawlers that you will see on this map. Then we have Undermine, where the mids are going to be Bell and Piper. So Undermine is a sort of open-ish map in mid, so Bell and Piper are going to be the best options for you as well. I did not select Byron here because even though you will see a few tanky brawlers being used here, it's going to be more difficult for you to actually hit them because of the walls that are there on the mid, preventing you from really attacking your or healing your teammates really easily. So I've not mentioned Byron here for that reason, but you can run Byron on any map as well. Your lanes are going to be Tara, Spike and Sandy. So Tara going to be really strong here as well. You can just sneak up into the bushes and you can just attack people really easily, get up close to them and melt them really easily. Then you have Sandy as well, going to be very strong on this map. Sweet Dream's going to be good, and as always you can use your super to give your teammates more cover to go from the bushes in lane to mid. That is a really good thing with Sandy's super as well. You can just connect the two of them together. That's going to be really good. And then you have Spike, again going to be very solid on this map. Mainly just keep your lifeline gadget ahead of you, use it to tank and you'll be able to dominate really easily. And moving on to the final map, we have Gem Source. The mates are going to be Bell and Byron on this map. So Bell and Byron are going to be good here mainly for the reason that you have a wall to hide from and you can just deal insane damage. It's very open. So these two are going to be really good on this map. The lanes are going to be Stu, Brock and Buzz. Stu mainly because in lane you can just use your super constantly, dodge the attacks and well make it really difficult for your opponents to even attack you. That's the good thing about Stu. Then we have Brock, going to be a very good option here as lanes are somewhat narrow here because of the walls and all that are there. You will be able to land your shots much more easily and he's just going to be really difficult to deal with. And then you have Buzz here because of the walls. You can cover ground much more easily and you can even hide behind a wall to charge your super. And yeah, you'll just be able to destroy everybody in your path with Buzz. So that is going to be it for today's video. If you all have enjoyed, I would appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe. That would help me out a lot. And again, you can check out some more videos on my channel as well, like Brawlysis. This is Brawlysis, where I mainly do guides and tips. So make sure to go and check all of that out. And once again, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace.